So this morning I'm here with Alex Drane. Alex, well known to the Health 2.0 crowd, is president of Eliza, and I'm going to give you a little introduction to Eliza so that we don't get Alex's long one, which otherwise we'd have. Don't be so shocked, Alex. Eliza is a company which is best known for doing automated phone calls, but really is sitting on a huge treasure trove of data of all kinds of interactions about healthcare with, I want to say 35 million people in your database, Alex, something like that?
That's correct.
Interactions. Okay, you guys have, since I've known you, been private, had no outside money, I think, and have been growing, bootstrapping, as you say, to, I think you said at Health 2.0 a few years ago, somewhere between 25 and $50 million in revenue, and been profitable for a long time now, but have been looking at the Health 2.0 space for quite a while. And today, some of that stuff might change, not the profitability stuff. So tell us your news today, Alex.
So we took on a growth equity partner named Parthenon Capital, good guys. And this was after a lot of soul searching. I think, we, like every company, take stock every year and see how we're doing, what we want to do, what we want to be when we grow up. And for probably the last 18 months have thought hard, had some folks coming at us wondering if we wanted interest in selling, and spent a lot of time thinking through the fact that, no, we are unbelievably fired up about this exact moment in healthcare history and most interested in figuring out how to leverage the platform that we have, the unbelievable resources, the footprint that we've worked 11 years to create, and most interested in figuring out how to accelerate growth and to take advantage of the assets that we have. And so that's what the growth investment is for.
Okay, so that sounds great. Now, to most of us, growth investment sounds like you've taken on a partner to give you money to do stuff. So let me ask the ugly questions. A, are you going to tell us the interesting stuff like how much and how much of Eliza you sold?
No, of course not. Matt, that's
so dumb.
Being private. We never say those things. What I will tell you is it's a significant partnership, and when all is said and done, Parthenon will be the minority, but they have a very significant stake and will be working extremely closely with us as we figure out exactly what we want to do over the coming months and years. And
are you and Luke Merrow, the CEO, staying around?
Yeah, this part was funny. We pulled the company together at the end of last week to announce very exciting news. We were doing this, and Eliza has bootstrapped for 11 years, so this is a big change for us. And we said in the beginning, so the good news is, we're not going anywhere. And then we both got a little panicky, like, I hope that's a good thing. We love what we're doing, and the entire, who knows? There are probably people in the audience like, oh, that's such bad news. There are every single member of the management team maintained every possible bit of their ownership that they could going forward. So I think it's really a sign by the entire company and certainly by the folks who are leading teams that this now is the time. There is no time like the present, and we are all extremely fired up about what can get done and pretty ferocious in our appetite for the next couple of years.
Okay, so they gave you a big check, and being the nice, gentle kind of private equity guys they are, I'm sure that at some point are going to look to get some of it back. So they're expecting you to take that money and do something with it.
Yep.
Tell me what.
Well, so some of the proceeds were used for partial liquidity for original investors and for some of the stockholders and Eliza team members, which is great for folks who've worked really hard. And then I think the rest of it is going to be used to accelerate growth. So you can imagine that Eliza's historical approach to that has been what our cash flow would allow us to do. When we bought a company a couple of years ago, we have obviously invested tremendously in technology through the years. We sit on a platform that has 450 million interactions, capabilities for automated phone calls, email, texting, building websites, pointing to websites. And I think what we will look long and hard at is there are newer functionalities that provide additional capabilities. And since our obsession, what gets us up out of bed every morning, is this notion that we need to surround people with support, with inspiration. We need to understand as well as we possibly can who they are, what makes them tick, what their challenges are, what their opportunities are. And when we talk about that at Eliza, we don't just think about that from a traditional health perspective, like, oh, I have diabetes. We think about that like, I'm a caregiver, I'm going through a divorce, I have a bad boss, I'm in financial straits. And we believe that in order to really support people where they are so that they can, in fact, get healthier, happier, more productive. We need to help free up some of that capacity by addressing them holistically. And we have the database, the analytics, the business intelligence to do that. We have a bunch of channels to do that, and we have ad agency type quality content. I think it'll be all about more. So are there ways to better leverage social media or gaming? Obviously, we're a mobile company now. We're all about the phone, but there might be different ways that we can incorporate that. What about kiosks? What about personalized medicine? What about incentive strategies? So we'll be taking a very hard look at all the things that we do well, the platform that exists today, and ways that we can maybe better leverage that platform, with some of the other stuff that we're watching really intently.
Great. So I'll be sending you about 600 business plans that I'll be getting over the next few days after people watch this. But I think there's, as we both discussed offline, there's tremendous opportunity for integrating a lot of the technologies that we see every day in the Health 2.0 world, and that you've been looking at as you share this journey. So I expect to see more of this. And by the way, I don't think you guys are the only people who are thinking about that, and I think it's a big time. So let me ask you one last question about that. So you have a pretty big customer base compared to many of the other sort of Health 2.0 type companies in the world of health plans, employers, PBMs, those guys who've been using you maybe for point solutions. And are they ready for more yet? You're ready for more, and in some ways you've been pushing them along, but are they ready for more?
Yeah, well, I mean, to that point, I think Eliza we have never been known to be the kinder, gentler, consumer-oriented company. I think we've always been about, you got to think harder, be more raw, be more inclusive in the support that you surround people with and the technologies that you bring to bear to do that and the data that you use to support that. What we've seen, our customers have always been genuine partners, incredibly supportive. They let us get to where we are. I think what is sort of creating this perfect storm environment opportunity right now is partially health reform. And we've got organizations that maybe traditionally have been much more on the conservative end of how they would develop a communication strategy and engagement strategy, who are open to trying all sorts of approaches that they might not have been willing to consider before. So I think the part of what fueled our excitement, part of what fueled our willingness to say, good Lord, like this could be a whole new stage in so many ways, was recognizing that there is a movement that is happening. There is a tidal wave that is sort of sweeping across the healthcare space. And we want very much to be a big part of that. And we feel sort of the sense of collaboration across the industry to make some serious changes happen right now. So I think we feel nothing but everyone's in this together, and it should be pretty fun.
We're looking forward to it. So, Alex, two things. One is that you're going to be at Health 2.0 this fall, talking again about the unmentionables.
Yes.
And we're looking forward to that. We won't give a teaser here, but people should see last year's unmentionables panel, which Alex was a big part of, was the most popular panel we've ever had at Health 2.0. As you said so from the stage during the panel, by the way, which is a little bit aggressive. And the other thing is, of course, now you're rich, you can buy some new flowers, perhaps some real ones this time.
I will tell you this, because that's a funny joke. Ha, ha, ha. I think that anytime you go through something like this, you think hard about, we feel super blessed to have created what we have, and more importantly, super, 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 super excited about, what's next. And everybody at Eliza, it's, they feel good. It's an exciting time.
Great. I've been talking with Alex Drane, President of Eliza, about the new news this morning about a big investment, and looking forward to seeing what plays out in the coming months. Thanks, Alex.
Thank you.